It's time. If you wanna be a champion, you gotta do the work. If you wanna be a world dominator, you gotta know your worth. Unleash potential and leave a legacy. Whatever you want, whatever you need, you can find within the coaching. If you wanna be a champion, you gotta do the work. If you wanna be a world dominator, you gotta know your worth. Unleash potential and leave a legacy. Whatever you want, whatever you need, you can find within the coaching scene.
Hey, everybody. I hope all is well this evening. I am streaming from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So as you come into the room, say hello to me so that I can properly speak to you. Okay. I'm super excited to be on this evening, y'all. I have a book signing and book talk coming up this Saturday. I want to talk a little bit about that. But then I also want to teach from a lesson that's in the book, the handbook to coach yourself. So let me just kind of get into my introduction. My name is Toyinda Smith Carter. I am a best-selling author, a business consultant, master coach, public speaker mentor, and TEDx speaker. I'm the principal of the Coaching Seat LLC, and that's a learning and development firm that's in place to improve the employee experience and the organization's effectiveness. In addition to that, I'm going to describe yes, I said four ways that we work with different individuals in coach training and education practices so that people can facilitate progress. So I want you to share this broadcast out. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to make sure we are streaming and we're sharing this broadcast out. I do see that we are live on Instagram, which is good. I see that we are live on LinkedIn and also YouTube. So I want to make sure to get this out as you come into the room. And even those that are going to catch the replay, I want you to share this out. So let me grab this and share it out to my connections. I'm super thrilled to really teach this lesson, but then to also talk about the book tour and the book signing that's going to take place in North Carolina. We will be in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm super excited about it. So what I'm doing is just sending this out to a few more people to definitely try to get them in the room so that I can move forward with this commentary. So again, y'all, as you come into the room, I want you to say hello to me, speak to me, and let's get into this discussion because I'm super excited about what we're getting ready to talk about. Okay, so let's get ready to get into this discussion. I'm just making sure we get this out to our colleagues so that they can get it. Listen, they can get it while it is hot. Okay, they can get it while it's hot. So all right, y'all. So we're gonna go on and get started. I think I've shared this to enough people, and we're going to get into this discussion. So again, I work with 4 different populations of individuals to really help them with coach training and education. So yes, I said 4 areas. All right. A lot of people say, no, you need to niche down. Like my biggest niche is coaching education, right? Coaching training. But there's 4 areas, 4 different populations of people that I am able to work with. So that first population is we help those who identify themselves as coaches, right? They self-identify themselves as coaches. And they may have questions about their abilities due to a lack of formal training. Because as you know, in the coaching domain, we're not governed by some professional organization, but we self-govern. And so we feel privileged to be able to educate and certify those non-credential coaches so that they have a level of their ability being enhanced, and we're able to boost their confidence, their client base, and their earnings. Hello, Nichelle. Thank you so much for joining. Let us know where you're signing in from. So that's the first population of people we work with, those who self-identify as coaches, but they may be questioning their ability. So we credential them. Hey, Shaquille, we credential them and we help them to enhance their credibility and boost their confidence so that their client base and earnings are also boosted. So this second population of individuals that we work with are individuals who have completed coaching programs, but they are hesitant to start coaching due to maybe insufficient technique. All right. And so we're very thankful for the chance to guide these certified coaches through our seats process model for coaching. And that enables them to swiftly transform their knowledge into action. You know, this is all about our program, the Champion Influence Coach and Facilitator Certification Program is all about ensuring that individuals who come into our program, that they're able to turn the knowledge into action. Okay, so we're transferring that knowledge into maybe our work environment, our entrepreneurship life, even our communication. So the third population of people we worked with, and I don't know, you all may know this, but I have over 25 years experience in higher education institutions. So I'm in that domain, and it just makes sense for me to be able to provide coaching skills and training and techniques to student presidents so that they can empower and lead their executive boards more effectively. I don't know, some of you all, if you went to college, many of you were in student organizations, and some of you all had leadership positions. How exciting is it to give student presidents an opportunity to practice coaching skills and techniques with their executive boards? And so that's what we're teaching student presidents. The ability to empower their executive boards more effectively, then they're going to be able to inspire their peers and cultivate a culture of growth and collaboration with their prospective or respective organizations. So I'm super excited that we are shifting into that place, that we're providing the coaching techniques and training for student presidents. So I want all of the student activity and organization directors to contact me so that we can move this forward, and it's going to make your life much easier. And then that fourth population of people that we train and teach in the coaching domain are managers. And so in the hospitality industry, we know that there is a revolving door. And I like to say, listen, I shut the revolving door. Come on. Hey, y'all, Instagram. Can you put in the chat, I shut the revolving door? LinkedIn, drop in that chat, I shut the revolving door. Come on, right here on Facebook, just put in the chat, Toy shuts the revolving door. And so I'm able to do that because I can train managers and leaders to lead with a coaching approach so that their employees feel like there's a place of trust. It's established that the employees definitely have an increase in their engagement, and then psychological safety, which is a big deal right now. Okay, psychological safety in workplace environments is a huge deal, and when you manager take a coaching approach, you have the ability to create that psychological safety. And we know that research shows that employees who feel like they have a coaching leader or coaching manager, listen to me, are almost 10 times more likely to be actively engaged compared to their peers with managers who don't take a coaching approach. So it makes sense to add coaching inside of the work that managers are doing. So just again, we are super thrilled to offer services to Blessings Lakeisha. We're thrilled to offer services to those who identify themselves as coaches, but they haven't had the formal training. We want to give you the formal training. We are excited that we're able to work with individuals who have completed coaching programs but are being very hesitant because they don't believe or don't feel that they have sufficient technique. Come on, we want to help you by showing you the way that we coach, so that you are able to transform your knowledge into action. And then the higher education domain, we love working with our student presidents so that they can lead their executive boards better using a coaching approach. And then that fourth population, I just finished this, managers in the hospitality industry. So we shut the revolving door and we help them to understand how to use a coaching approach to lead their people. All right, y'all. So I hope that makes sense about how we move forward in the Champion Influence Coach and Facilitator Certification Program, what we do in the coaching seat to facilitate progress in those 4 domains. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, y'all. So let's get into the power of coaching. I want you, if you're in the Charlotte, Belmont, Concord, Monroe, if you're in the Indian, if you're in the Concord area, right? If you're within at least a 45-minute drive, I want to see you at the Renewal Center in Concord, North Carolina. The address is 159 Church Street Northeast. Let me drop that in this chat, okay? So I'm super excited about this book signing and talk. So I always pour into the individuals who come and support me, and I make sure that you have an idea of how to effectively use my new book, The Handbook to Coach Yourself. So I dropped that information in the chat, but this Saturday at 1 p.m., so from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., I am signing books, and I'm also going to talk on the book. I don't quite know what time I'm going to talk, but I'm going to give people an opportunity to get there. I think I'll probably talk at 1:30. We'll have food there for everybody. It's still my birthday month, so I'm super excited about celebrating my birthday while I'm doing the book talk and the book signing. So Saturday, April 20th, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the Renewal Center, 159 Church Street Northeast in Concord, North Carolina. Listen, we are going to deal with a few areas. I'm going to talk about how to resist those negative outcomes of invalidation. I'm going to help you to recognize and reframe your body's response to that emotion, fear, because these are the things that block us from getting to our goals. Additionally, I'm going to talk a little bit about creating and curating your personalized strategic life plan. See, you need that, and I don't want to talk about that tonight. Come to the book signing, okay? So we're going to deal with this strategic life plan, and then I'm going to walk you through how to utilize our SEATS process model for coaching, and that's going to help you to build buoyancy. Can you put that in the chat? It's all about us being very resilient and building buoyancy. All right. So tonight, y'all, I want to give you some insight connected to continuous improvement practices. Can you put continuous improvement practices? And I'm just going to drop that word in the chat for those of you all who are going to catch the replay. Listen, this is going to be very insightful for you tonight. You're going to be able to provide yourself by using this philosophy that I'm going to share with you for continuous improvement. All right. So y'all put continuous improvement in the chat, and we're going to get right into this discussion. So, we all must be willing to coach ourselves to continuous improvement. We have to coach ourselves to improvement. I talk about this theme, this topic in the book. And what I'm going to talk about is the Kaizen philosophy. Let me put that word in the chat. Let me make sure I'm spelling the word right, y'all. Kaizen, okay? The Kaizen philosophy. And so this is the philosophy we're going to talk about tonight. Okay, Lakeisha, that's fine. This is the philosophy that we're getting ready to talk about tonight. Kaizen. Kaizen. Kaizen is the Kaizen philosophy. And this is what I want us to begin to adopt for ourselves as we are continuously improving ourselves. So Kaizen is the Japanese word for improvement. Now, I am a lean Six Sigma yellow belt certified through the University of South Florida and from their corporate training and professional education program. And during my certification program, we were taught about a business concept concerning continuous improvement. This is why I'm bringing this to you today. All right. The Japanese word, as we talked about, for change for the better. Okay. This means change for the better or continuous improvement is Kaizen, right? We're changing for the better. And listen, my husband tells me that a change is not change until change is enacted. Okay. He says it a little differently. That's my paraphrase version, but change isn't change until you change. Okay, let's keep going. So this word Kaizen, it comes from two words, Kai, which means change, and Zen, which means good. So this means change is good. Can you put that in the chat? Because we're talking about being able to coach ourselves. Again, my new book, The Handbook to Coach Yourself, is a phenomenal resource for every single person. We're not niching down in this. No, grab this book so that you can position yourself to break through every barrier you have in your professional life, in your educational life, even in your personal life, in your spiritual life. This is the resource for you. Hey, Kimberly, this is the resource for you. That's right. I see you putting in the chat, change is good. Change is good. Change is good. Especially managers, student leaders. Come on, coaches. We have to understand that change is good. And listen, coaches, all of you certified coaches and non-certified coaches, these are great insights, great techniques that you can use with your coaching clients and your coachees. But you need to grab this resource, okay? And if you need further help, set up an appointment to meet with me and we'll figure out what we need to do. I love making sure people are equipped for what they need. So change is good. This means change is good. And so in order to coach yourself, you have to be willing. I'm getting ready to step on somebody's toes tonight. You have to be willing to address, explore, and evaluate any limitations you may have. Listen, and accept the fact that change is good. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Because when we change for the better, when we transform for the better, then we're able to produce remarkable results. And as Chick-fil-A says, I trained some leadership team in Chick-fil-A when I lived in Lafayette, Indiana. As they told me, Chick-fil-A says, they want to have these remarkable results. And they said they want people to remark about Chick-fil-A. They want people to remark about the organization. So no, we're looking for remarkable results. And you want people to remark about the change that you've made. And the change is good because it's causing you to be creative. It's causing you to be able to move through and break through those glass ceilings and advance because you're coaching yourself. All right. And so we've got to explore, we've got to evaluate, we've got to address any limitations that we have, and then just sit back and say, okay, I accept the fact that change is good. And so in order to do this, you must ensure you are clear on what's happening in your life right now. Come on. So we have to take stock and we have to do a performance evaluation on ourselves to take stock of really what's happening in our life right now. Where are the gaps? What do we need to fill in? Where are there small issues that I can change? All right. So there are 5 principles of Kaizen. 5 principles, y'all. And again, it's insight in every principle. So in the book, The Handbook to Coach Yourself, let me make sure I bring this book up. Y'all see this book? In the book, The Handbook to Coach Yourself, and it's on my website, thecoachingseat.com. thecoachingseat.com, thecoachingseat.com. Somebody put that in the chat, www.thecoachingseat.com. And so 5 principles of Kaizen. And I believe if we look at this, we can draw some insight from each of the principles. So in the book, I talk about the business principle number 1 of Kaizen. And so what this principle is knowing your customer. And so here you must know the expectations and the wants of your customer. So I'm going to give you a business principle that's connected to Kaizen, and then I'm going to give you coaching insight connected to Kaizen. So number 1, the first principle of Kaizen is knowing your customer. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Nichelle, for putting it in the chat. And so you must know the expectations and the wants of your customers. Now, here's the coaching insight, because remember, if we're coaching ourselves, this now applies to us. I gave you the business insight for Kaizen, and now I'm giving you the coaching insight because of why you are a coach and you are a coach to yourself. So the coaching insight for this first principle is that you are the customer. Come on, you are the customer. And so you have to understand what you want and what you expect out of your life. And I'm talking about every area: your health, your career, your wealth, your spirituality, your professional space, your personal space. Come on, you have to know what you want and what you expect out of life. Many times, individuals do not know what they want out of life. Sometimes we want what other people want for us, but that's not going to cut it when you are moving forward with progress in your life. That's not going to cut it. So you have to know what you want and expect out of your life. You are the customer that needs to know yourself. Okay, so how far are you willing to go to acquire everything that you want? How far are you willing to go to acquire everything you want? Don't forget, you need to have a want. And then you need to decide, listen, how far am I going to go with this thing? Am I going to go to the business networking event to make sure I connect into the right people? Come on, because I'm in that phase right now, being back into full-time entrepreneurship. I am 100% entrepreneurship. And so right now in North Carolina, I have to go out and meet the right people and then build the right relationships with the right people. Now it's going to be reciprocal for me. I'm going to be able to add value to them, and they're going to be able to add value to me. So you have to know what you want, and then how far you're willing to go to acquire it. You also have to understand what drives you to success and what stops you in your track. So what causes you to push forward and break through to your goals? And then what have you noticed along the way that begins to stop you from reaching your goals? Yes, come on, Shaqui. I see you are a coach to yourself. What do you want for yourself? Thank you. Thank you. All right. So y'all continue to comment in the chat, because this is an open dialogue for us. You have to understand, I'm just on the first principle. You have to understand what you want and how far you're willing to go to acquire it. Additionally, you also have to be able to articulate. Come on, once you can articulate your wants, how far you're willing to go, what drives you, what stops you. Once you do that, you can then make decisions that will determine your direction. And then the direction you walk in becomes your reality. All right. So I hope this is helpful. That's coaching insight number 1. Again, for those who are coming in late, we're talking about 5 principles of Kaizen, which is a Japanese word for improvement. Okay, change is good. So here is the second business principle of Kaizen. Y'all got to get the book. Y'all need to get the book, The Handbook to Coach Yourself. You can go to my website, thecoachingseat.com, and I'm having a book tour and book signing in Concord, North Carolina on this Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. I'll make sure that information is in the chat. I think I dropped it in the chat already, but I'll make sure it gets in the chat, because I really, really, really want you to join me. It's going to be a phenomenal event. I always give you more than you give me, always. Okay. So it's going to be a really, really, really good event. All right, so business practice number 2, business principle number 2. The second principle is to let it flow. Remember, I'm talking about the continuous improvement. So in Kaizen, the business principle is let it flow. Okay, put that in the chat. Let it flow. So flow happens when you keep the production process flowing where there is no waste. And so an example of waste could be downtime. Maybe you have no active work being completed, or you are doing repetitive tasks. Listen, I know that this is helping somebody because it's helping me. So that's business principle number 2 to the continuous improvement philosophy, Kaizen. And here's your coaching insight for it, because remember, we're talking about coaching ourselves. So your coaching insight number 2, understand that our role is to focus on what you're completing. So what we have to do is create a timeline of continuous, uninterrupted movement. Come on. That's continuous, uninterrupted activities and actions. Can you put that in the chat? Activities and actions. Activities and actions. So you have to have continuous, uninterrupted movement in your activities and actions, because those are going to build upon each other, so that you're completing your objectives. And you're able to complete your objectives because you understand what you want, remember? And you understand what drives you to get it. You understand how far you're willing to go to get to it, okay? So what you have to do along the way is take note of what begins to suspend your performance. So what do you see as a snare, or what do you see that begins to come up as a barrier to you being able to meet your own objectives? So you've got to take note of what suspends your performance and be aware of what steps you may be repeating that are giving you unfruitful results. See, coaching yourself is all about facilitating progress in your life. I'm a progress facilitator, and that is super important. I'm not talking about being successful. Hey, Erica, I'm talking about moving forward so that you're not in a place of stagnation. So you have to understand what steps you're repeating that are giving you unfruitful results. And then every time you attempt your objectives, move the objectives forward to the next point or a better condition, because you're not going to always be able to complete every single thing in one setting. Sometimes you can, when you have that continuous, uninterrupted movement that build up on each other, but sometimes you can't. And so if you can't, what you have to do is get your objective moved forward to a better condition. I hope I'm helping. Am I helping y'all tonight? Just put a 1 in the chat if I am helping you. Listen, I'm giving this to you for free. Plus, I want you to get the book at thecoachingseat.com. This is my new book, The Handbook to Coach Yourself. And I want you to meet me in Concord, North Carolina for my book tour and talk. All right. Yes, I see the ones populating in the chat. Awesome. All right. So let's move on to business principle number 3. Remember, we are looking at the Kaizen philosophy. It's a continuous improvement philosophy. So their business principle number 3 is to go to Gemba. Gemba, Gemba, Gemba. Gemba is a Japanese word, and it means the real place. I think I'm pronouncing that right, Gemba, right? It means the real place. It means the real place. And it's the most important place in the company, because remember, I'm talking about continuous improvement, where the work process is happening. So the coaching insight connected to go to Gemba, the coaching insight number 3 is that you need a dedicated space. Come on, we're talking about going to the place where the work process is happening. You need a dedicated space. Hello, Miss Carolyn, thank you so much. She said, I can't move forward because I keep going over it and over it and over and again. Absolutely. Okay, so we're not repeating. That's insight number 2. We are not repeating specific task over and over again that's not getting us the results. No repetitive tasks. Thank you so much for sharing. So coaching insight number 3, we're talking about go to Gemba. And so what this means for us is we're coaching ourselves is you have to have a dedicated space to get the work done. So you have to make a conscious decision to have a value creating place. It's an actual location to the work that you are doing so that you can meet your expectations. Come on. Gemba, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I should have went over that. But Gemba is the real place where the work process is happening, okay? It's the real place. So you need a dedicated workspace, an actual location. You know, they have these workspaces out in different large buildings. Maybe you have an office that you just put a sign on the door and say, do not disturb, so that you can get the work done. So this is the actual location that you're going to be able to get to your goals. And in this specific location, you can gain a deeper understanding of what's causing you to want to reach your objectives. But then you also may observe where your behaviors don't align and where they do align with what you're working to accomplish. So this is a great place. If you identify a specific place where you can get the work done, it's going to help you to reach your goals. All right, put a 2 in the chat if I'm helping you tonight. Come on, drop that 2 in the chat. Hello, Miss Gloria. Thank you for joining. Drop the 2 in the chat if I'm helping you tonight. All right. So business principle number 4, we're talking about the Kaizen philosophy. That business principle is to empower people. Okay, so every person in the organization is a part of the solution. All right, y'all, I see your 2s. I see the 2s. Every person in the organization is part of the solution process. So the coaching insight number 4 for this is you are the organization. Come on, Erica, you are the organization. Lakeisha, you are the organization. Gloria, Miss Gloria, you are the organization. Carolyn, you are the organization. Shaqui, you are the organization. Anybody who's watching from Instagram and YouTube and LinkedIn, you are the organization. Okay, so we're empowering the people. So the coaching insight here is number 1, you are the organization, but then everything you do brings you closer to completing your objective. So in order for you to stay empowered, you have to celebrate every win you achieve. And if it's a small win, there's a wonderful book that tells us, despise not small beginnings. And so you have to celebrate your very small wins because they build up on each other. And also go on and tell a trusted advisor about your accomplishments and what your end results will look like so that they can support you on the journey. That's creating a place of accountability. It's creating a place where where you're answerable as the organization to somebody, okay? Even though we're coaching ourselves, we don't want to go it alone. And then business principle number 5, remember we're talking about the Kaizen philosophy, is to be transparent. Is to be transparent, okay? Is to be transparent. So what this means is that you collect data so that you can compare and contrast success. So that's the business principle. That's the business practice. Now here's the coaching insight. You conduct a self-performance evaluation. Come on, because we need to face the brutal facts and find out how well you did and what you can improve. Remember, this is about continuous improvement. In this place, the coaching insight number 5, connected to being transparent, is articulate what you are proud of and the efforts you took to get the results, and then make any adjustments based on the facts that you discover during this process. So that is how the Kaizen philosophy relates to you coaching yourself. You all have got to get the book because there is powerful content, powerful insight inside of this book. And I don't always come on live to talk about it because I'll probably do a class soon, okay? So I'm going to give you 6 questions, and I've put these in the books. Come on, Carolyn. She said it was hard, but it was fair. I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you did it. Self-performance evaluation. I'm going to drop that in the chat. Listen, conduct a self-performance evaluation. We're going to face the brutal facts, because once we have a clear understanding of what we need to work on, then we can be disciplined people with disciplined thoughts and disciplined action. Okay, let me keep moving before y'all. I don't go nowhere. No. We're going to be disciplined people with disciplined thoughts and disciplined action. So here's 6 questions. I put these 6 questions in the book. when you're thinking about, really understanding where you are, what are you encountering? What am I encountering? How are my experiences impacting other areas of my life, professionally, personally, spiritually? All right. How am I feeling right now? What have I done to accomplish my goal? How have my actions and activities worked so far? That is such a good question, because that begins to pull you into what I would call a place of uncomfortable dialogue. It's a place of uncomfortable dialogue, right? So when I ask myself, and I just dropped that question in the chat, how have my actions and activities worked so far? Listen, this is a question that you have to ask yourself, and it sometimes is not pretty, but once you get through that part, you're able to add a space of filling in those gaps, and then you're able to have the continuous improvement. All right. So I encourage you to grab this resource. It is a resource that is going to take you from one place to the next, from where you are to where you need to be. Listen, to where you need to be in 2024 and beyond. I'm already planning for 2025 and 2026, and really I'm looking really further out, 5-10 years from now, because I need to make generational impact. And the way that I'm able to make generational impact is that I'm able to coach myself. I'm able to look at this process of the seats model, and I'm able to simply coach myself. Now, you still need accountability. There may be times where you need to still hire a coach. And when you're not in that coach's presence, this is where you have the skills to be able to coach yourself. So in the chat, I want you to just let me know from what I shared with you tonight, okay? What could you apply right now from what I've talked about with these principles of this Kaizen philosophy, this continuous improvement philosophy, and also the coaching insight I gave you? What can you apply right now to your current circumstances? What can you apply right now to your current life? I'm going to wait because I want to hear from you, and I want to understand how you're going to move forward, because I don't come on these lives for free, just to give you information to be a sponge. What I encourage you to do is to be a sponge, but to also wring out the sponge. And to wring out the sponge means that you have the ability to begin to apply what is being taught. Come on, you're able to apply what is being taught in your current circumstances. So it's very important for you. Don't go to another conference to receive information if you're not going to dispense it or deploy it, okay? So you have to be a person that will disseminate knowledge. You'll disseminate this information that you're receiving, okay? So don't forget about my book talk. I'm still waiting for those comments in the chat. How are you apply what we just talked about? Okay. How are you going to apply it to any area of your life? And I want to invite you to my book signing, which is this Saturday, April 20th. It's going to be in Concord, North Carolina. We'll be at the Renewal Center. Phenomenal center that is all about renewal practices. So I want you to come and check out the center as well. Maybe the director of the center, operational director, can give you all a tour. It may be wonderful in that space, but we're going to have some food, y'all. We're going to celebrate my birthday. I'm always going to give you more than you give me, because I just really enjoy pouring into people. So it's from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Renewal Center, 159 Church Street Northeast in Concord. All right. I'm still giving you some time to put in the chat how you're going to apply what we just talked about tonight, these continuous improvement practices. So let me go down to the bottom of the chat and see what you're saying. So Miss Carolyn said that one of her favorite quotes is so real and transparent. Okay. All right. Let me look here. Kimberly says she's going to do a self-evaluation. Absolutely. I'm telling you, listen, let me do my own self-evaluation so that I can deal with myself first before somebody else comes to give me some feedback and recommendation. Okay. All right. And then also, let's see what Miss Carolyn says. She says boundaries to get to her desired results. Absolutely. I really enjoyed your post today, Miss Carolyn. And I'm looking forward to your feedback from the question that you asked. Okay, perfect. So it seems like a few people. Hello, everybody who is joining from Instagram. It seems like a few people are willing to do the work. If you come around my brand is called Champion Influence. And what we do and say is that champions do the work. And let me tell you what a champion is, okay? Because champion is not a noun, champion is a verb. Champions consistently persist, practice honorable behavior, press until they reach new levels of excellence, and pull until they obtain the victory. So I love that you understand that my brand is Champion Influence. So we're providing opportunities for coaches and managers and also student leaders. So I want y'all to join me for my book talking tour. I'll be in Concord, North Carolina tomorrow from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. If you can't come, just go online and purchase the book at thecoachingseat.com. All right. So I have appreciated our time, and I'm going to drop my business video in this chat. Here we go.
It's time. If you wanna be a champion, you gotta do the work. If you wanna be a world dominator, you gotta know your worth. Unleash potential and leave a legacy. Whatever you want, whatever you need, you can find within the coaching seat. If you wanna be a champion, you gotta do the work. If you wanna be a world dominator, you gotta know your worth. Unleash potential and leave a legacy. Whatever you want, whatever you need, you can find within the coaching seat.
Awesome. So listen, you all, on the screen is my text community. It's our learning community. And if you want to be a part to receive all of the details, trainings, information that we give, some of the conferences and summits that we're going to have, I want you to text the word, the coaching seat, no spaces. Okay. Everything has to go together. The coaching seat to the number 833-567-4252. Let me make that larger on the screen. Let me see how to do that. All right, there it is. So again, the number is 833-567. Go on and do that right now, 4252, so that you can get all of the details of any activities and trainings that we have. Also the free stuff, okay? The coaching seat, okay? The coaching seat. The coaching seat. Just text it to 833-567-4252. All right, y'all. So I'm Toyinda Smith-Carter, best-selling author, business consultant, master coach, public speaker, mentor, and the principal at The Coaching Seat LLC. We really enjoy teaching and educating individuals in the coaching domain. We also provide public speaking courses, and we help authors to turn their book into a signature talk. So you can go from book to book. I will drop a couple of sides up here. We have our book club bash that's going to take place in May. It's 4 Thursdays in May, and I really help you to get the best out of this book. So more of like what I'm teaching you tonight, we really enhance that our understanding in that manner. Additionally, y'all, we have a book to book coming up. And that's going to be, I believe, in the month of, go to the website, thecoachingseat.com, and just tap into the link that says store. We do have this book-to-book masterclass coming up, and this is where I help you to identify your biggest message in your book so that you can make audience impact. You will learn the Create Champion Conversation speaking model. So I crafted a speaking model to make it very easy for you to create your signature talk. I taught public speaking in higher education for 6 years. So I taught people to speak. I am a certified speaker, coach, and trainer with the Maxwell Leadership Team. And it's been 10 years. I'm 10 years into that. So I have some credentials around that. What do they say? I have receipts in that space. So this is something I think that will help. I know will help authors to be able to create wealth for themselves. And then you all, we have our international champion influence, a certified coach and facilitator program. All right. So that's coming up in the month of June. So we want to get as many people certified as possible, in June. So I'm looking forward to the expansion of the coaching seed. Again, you can follow us on Clubhouse, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, also LinkedIn at The Coaching Seat. So we are there on those platforms. There are several testimonials about the services and products we provide. And again, don't forget about our book signing that's happening this Saturday in Concord, North Carolina. Yes, so Shaquille says, I'm ready to own my own space, live in my own creativity, take more time for myself, and become more confident speaking publicly, but still remain authentically me. Absolutely, absolutely, Shaquille. And you can do this. You can absolutely do this. You just have to make sure that you connect into the right resources and you make the right investments to get there. All right. There is power in proximity. Okay. It's power in that. Okay. All right, y'all. So follow us on all those social media platforms at The Coaching Seed. Don't forget to go to our website, thecoachingseed.com, to check out all of our services. And then tell a friend about what we offer. We are a solid company. I have been in the consulting world and coaching world for 10 years now. So March made 10 years. And then within the last 6 years, we've been certifying and really digging into the coaching and speaking and facilitation domain. So super excited about where everything is going. Don't forget to check us out. And I hope you can join us in Concord, North Carolina at the Renewal Center this Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. All right, y'all. I will see y'all next time. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Talk to you soon.